Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays. Taking a look at the FJ1 again, and I mentioned in the last video, I wasn't 100% sure that we were going to need all of the accuracy mods we had plugged in on this aircraft. I wanted to try it with the maximum accuracy, Marksman 1, Marksman 2, and the sight, and now I'm opting to remove all of that. I ended up swapping out the piece of equipment that allows me to get increased gun accuracy, that sight or reticle, and swapped it out with lightweight airframe to maximize maneuverability of the aircraft. And then I took all of the points and I rolled them into Engine Guru 1, Engine Guru 2, because we mentioned that the strengths of this airframe is its ability to accelerate and get into the climb. And then also going ahead and putting in was it Aerodynamics Expert? It's the one that looks like a plane with blue lines coming off of it. That's the one that's going to give me a 40% increase across the board to the module that allows me to have increased maneuverability as well as my engine tuning for thrust. So you can see here we're utilizing that speed and maneuverability. The aircraft is turning very well. And since the whole point of these 50 cals is to use them at closer range so we can get the damage on the aircraft, I didn't think accuracy was as necessary, especially with the short-range nature of these guns. So let's see how they perform in this battle. Now, in this battle, I'm playing with another FJ1 as not a wingman, but just another player in the battle, and he said it was his first battle in the plane, so hopefully he enjoyed himself in this. I really hope that he enjoys this aircraft as much as I do. Now, we are playing against a attacker on the enemy team, which is going to be a bit of a pain. It's a very dangerous aircraft, very strong. In fact, a lot of people say that the attacker is better than the Swift, so keeping the attacker is usually your best interest. I can't speak to it myself, since I myself have not gone down the British fighter line. We are maintaining altitude. We are fighting over this rocket base. It's very important to get the rocket base if you have an offensive capability on the map, like either a command center or a military facility, to take advantage. That's the best of your abilities. That way you can use it to augment your ability to hold the capture zones. You can see we were able to maintain maneuverability with that attacker pretty easily. And there is a Yak 19 over here, so let's see if we can punish him for trying to give us a hard time. We didn't end up getting him. It looks like our Yak 19 bot was able to help out. Let's see what we can do against this ground attacker. Again, we are not using any accuracy mods on these machine guns. It's just the massive volume of fire augments all of that capability. Now, I didn't get target fixated. I decided to break off and go after, this looks like the player. The other player is in an I-211. And if I recall, the I-211 carries a very nasty forward gun armament, but is not very maneuverable, so we can take advantage of that by getting behind him and really tearing that aircraft up. We're also helping by, oh, the attacker's on us. Oh, that hurts. Let's try and use our speed to our advantage and break away from this engagement. Unfortunately, he also has speed. The disadvantage of not playing the British line is I'm underestimating the capabilities of that attacker aircraft, and he is able to chase me down and remove me from the battlefield, at least for another 14 seconds. Hannibal Lecter seems to be having a good battle today. I'm glad he's enjoying his FJ1. Let's see what that engine power can give us with Engine Guru 2. Accelerating well above 400 miles an hour. Getting nearly up to 500 in a climb. We're usually able to maintain that speed in a lot of our turning fights, which is very important because you want to keep a good energy state. Energy is very important when doing fighter maneuvers, and that improved radiator, we already have all of our boost back. Trying to find a target, we're hitting the X button that allows you to target the closest target. And then if you keep hitting it, it'll start cycling through the next closest target, so you can kind of get an idea of what you're looking at. We were cycling through because we knew that that aircraft ahead of us wasn't going to engage us, so we were looking to see if there was anything else that might be approaching. It's just because it is far away now doesn't mean it's not going to be far away soon. It could be vectored right towards us. So getting fixated or thinking that just hitting the X button and saying, well, that's the closest guy, I don't need to worry about anybody else, can be a major mistake. And it looks like those guns are paying off. Getting in close, causing that damage, and we're able to stay on target a lot better now with the maneuverability upgrades as well as the increase to our overall speed with Engine Guru 2. Now, I'm not getting fixated on that target because there's more than one target here. He looks like he's happily engaged with my allies, so let's go ahead and go after this 228 with a nasty set of 430mm cannons in the nose and an incredible air-to-ground armament of, I believe it's 16 rockets? It's something ludicrous like that. It does forego the 1,000-pound bombs that you have been getting used to on the 1056. I hope to be able to get that aircraft soon. Again, prioritizing the player, but it looks like the bots were able to take him out pretty easily. And now, here's a Kai going after one of my allies, so let's see if we can help him out. Fortunately, we weren't able to get there in time. That's my friendly FJ1, know when to disengage, don't get target fixated, otherwise I could have run into my ally. And look for those stragglers. Never put yourself in a position where you're going to get an aircraft on your tail. If I would have gone after that first heavy, who was already engaged by my ally, I would have found myself with this P228 on my tail, and those 30s will destroy my aircraft very quickly. Now this is a heavy fighter, supposed to be pretty fast, but here I am able to maintain close follow on that aircraft with barely needing to use the boost at all. A few opportunistic shots here, and then we'll double back around and see if we can hit him some more.
There are too many enemy aircraft.
I feel like the announcer is a little bit overly dramatic. Does not look like the military base is getting lost to me. It appears one of our enemy players is having a theological argument with himself. We're going to head back to the middle. See if we can maintain defending that military facility. Now you see I'm not going straight into it, I'm running parallel, taking my time, waiting for a good opportunity to move into the middle so that way I am not in a bad energy state near enemies. There's the player again. He just died to that Yak 19 several times. All my targets are drying up. Now, hopefully you guys have seen that I think this kind of proves what my statement was earlier. You don't necessarily need to have accuracy when it comes to the machine guns. I think that this kind of proves it right here. You watched the battle yesterday with my Saber Junior video, and pretty decent battle. This also was a pretty decent battle, 8,000 combat score, not too shabby considering that we pretty much had that well in hand almost the entire time, but the guns weren't really wanting for trying to find the target. We were able to utilize the skills that we talked about earlier and mentioned staying on the tail, getting close, holding your fire, waiting for those opportune moments, and then letting loose with the 50 kills, and that's when you really can do the most damage. So 11,000 experience for the crew, which is always good, as well as for the aircraft. These tier 9s really do make quite a bit of credits as well as a lot of experience, and I am running a full universal load and we're still able to make 61,000 credits. So overall, not a bad match. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you like and what you didn't like, and we'll try to adjust these in the future. I'll catch you guys on the next one.